everybody. This is Ginger, and this is Ginger's Chat Show, and I hope that all is well. Let me check why my viewer thing wasn't working. That's on. Okay. Um. Anyway, Hump Day, January 24th, 24. I don't know if you noticed the coincidence on that. And of course, the New Hampshire primary was yesterday, and also there's been bouts of extreme weather, and we'll be talking all about that today. My this video is going to probably be a little bit short, so, and that's okay. You know, sometimes life gets in the way, and you're trying to resolve some issues and everything. Anyway, let me get my computer to cooperate. There we go. Um, Yesterday's New Hampshire primary, of course, treated by tradition by middle of the night. Dixville Notch, which is a little tiny town up in north of New Hampshire, way up there. There's a population of 6. And they posted their who they choose for president for the presidential primary. They chose Nikki Haley, and Trump lost. He got 0 votes. And of course, DeSantis, he withdrew before the New Hampshire primary was going to happen. He withdrew the race. He suspended his campaign, so he's not. He, of course, didn't get any votes anyway. But there was confusing news whether Trump actually won the New Hampshire primary or Nikki, or it was a close call. There was conflicting from different media sources whether he really won it or, whatever. I would have to check into that. So I will report that on my Friday's chat. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Anyway, she did pretty good. I mean, she has more of the moderate Republicans, not the MAGA Republicans. MAGAs are Trump's group, okay? We should not be lumping all the GOPs in one group. They have different factions. They have the MAGAs and they have the moderate, and then they have the liberal Republicans, okay? A lot of times that caucus with or work with the Democrats. A lot of them don't like Trump. They never have. So he's got a very, very small following. And you saw it on his rallies. His rallies were like teeny tiny. I mean, really tiny. And there are a number of them that are walking out and say, you know what, screw this. And a lot of them are looking for a new candidate. They don't want him. Not only that he's in trouble legally, and he's been indicted. A lot of people go, you know. And as usual, he's a liar, and I don't like liars. I don't think nobody does, really. Anyway, as of today, after the primary, Trump made threats against Nikki. I don't know what kind of threats were, but she's looking at him cross-eyed and saying, I don't like bullies. And she's going to prove she doesn't like bullies. Well, there are a lot of the MAGAs are against Nikki because of her background and she's a woman of color. And I go, well, so what? What difference does it really make? Okay. look at Vice President Harris. She's from Jamaican Indian background, and she was born here in the U.S. And Nikki was born here in the U.S. So it says in the Constitution, natural born citizen, which is Nikki Haley, okay, and also Vice President Harris. They're natural born citizens. The ones that cannot run for president be like people like Ted Cruz. He was born in Canada. He was not born in the U.S. Okay? And there are some of these mega idiots that say, oh, well, we can't have, senators and everything else that are not born in the U.S. be representing us and everything. Well, there are a number of them that their parents were in the military, and when they're born on base, like I am, I was born on an Air Force base, you're a U.S. citizen, okay? And so these guys need to educate themselves, is what they really need to do. Also, we'll just have to keep an eye on that and what other primaries are coming up. I'm going to have to look at the list and the schedule, but right now I got other urgent things to work on and take care of. And of course, as usual, Mother Nature is wreaking havoc everywhere. Anywhere from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast. There's some extreme cold temperatures and a lot of snow and everything else. And there's other places like Louisiana, 70, he said it was 72 or 73 degrees in Louisiana, and they got tornado warnings in Louisiana and Mississippi. And so the weather's really gotten kind of extreme because there's a mixture of cold and warm weather. So, which involves storms. There's been some flooding. San Diego got flooded out, and so they're trying to recover from that. Hey, Dusty. Okay. Yeah, I figured you did. Here, we've been getting rain. And we're gonna have rain most of the day today and through the next week. And so they're keeping an eye on flooding. Some rivers overrun their banks, some don't, but some come very close. During the freeze that we had a couple weeks ago, number of pipes have broke. One elementary school in Puyallup, which is my old hometown, and number of street pipes have broken, so they're trying to repair those so people can have water. And my daughter has heard where she lives, their reservoirs pipe had issues, and so they're working on fixing that. And so they hope to get their water back today, hopefully. So, in one form of another, other people get. Yeah, it's going to be a mess, but you gotta roll with the punches and do the best you can. I remember we had in '65, we had a big snowstorm dump on us, and we had like close to 2 feet of snow. It was a good sizable dump, and so Dad had to shovel out the garage so he could get out and shovel the driveway. And of course, you have a lot of private roads, so the county won't touch the private roads. Well, if there's an emergency, then there needs to be access. So, yeah, it hasn't been easy for anybody on that. Anyway, people are doing the best they can to deal with it and, take precautions and everything else. Hey, Dorothy! Nice to see you pop in. Um, so, and it's getting close to spring. Here it is, let's see what the temp here. 50, here, get this, um, 50 degrees here. Um, which is the Mormons, it's been the last 3 weeks. 50 degrees. And it's not too bad. The birds seem to like it. I have chickadees that are nesting up here on there's a nesting spot right up there on the eaves. And so the chickadees are up there, so they're up high. They're smart birds. So they've been nesting and flying around. Loki's been chattering with them. And there's this one chickadee that likes to tease him. So, anyway, Dusty and Dorothy, what do you think of New Hampshire primary? What do you think it's telling you? As usual, Trump is an idiot. You'd think his handlers, or I call them handlers, you'd think that they would correct him a lot of stuff, And people need to stop being afraid of him. I really do. Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if you guys picked it up on the news or not. The Circuit Court, I think it's the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, they're letting the gag order stand. He has to abide by the gag orders in D.C. and also in New York. He has to stand by those gag orders. Also, as usual, Eileen Cannon, who's the so-called judge down there, either she doesn't understand or she's so tied in with Trump that she's not following the law. Well, then she should be removed from the bench. She should not be allowed to handle cases, SIPA cases like that. You need a judge in there that knows how to handle SIPA cases. And, well, these guys. He can't wiggle out of that one because they caught him doing it. Also, President Biden won the primary there as a write-in candidate for the Democratic side, and because New Hampshire removed him from the ballot, well, people are going, what is your problem? What's the reason? And anyway, he won the write-in portion. It was over 79%, I think it was, that he won that side. People wrote him in and say, President or Joe Biden. And they said that's ludicrous why that occurred. Now I got to look at the other schedule. When's the next primary is? I don't know. Super Tuesdays in February, isn't it? Super Tuesday, where a whole bunch of states have their primaries. Again, I have to look at the primary schedule. Oh, and another thing too. That deep fake message that caught, saying Biden stating that no, don't vote this and that and the other, which is not true. That message was caught, and the people who did it were caught doing that. So I don't think Trump is dumb enough to not do something like that unless he knows something about deep fake messages. And people are like, no, that's just, um, they're they're saying that he's basically cheating more than anything, or Trump is trying to cheat. Well, he's not going to get very far on that. So anyway, just beware of where your sources come from, who to avoid, and everything else. And also hit back and say, look, facts and laws matter. They really matter. And if you don't like the law or something you feel that's policy or protocol that's not fair, then point it out that it's not fair and what can be done to change that. To make it fair and a level playing field for everybody. Um, Anything else? I can't seem to think of anything. Um, I had to revamp my. Hold on a second. Just a minute. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do that later. So many things to do and a lot and finding the time to do it. um, U.S. has been busy and so has Britain against the Houthi, where they get these missiles, which by the way is from Iran. Um, Targeting container ships. Well, our guys over there are shooting down those missiles and to save them. And since container ships don't have self-defense mechanism, too bad they don't. Um, yeah, and I think the Houthis need to be put in their place along with the Hamas. Now, Netanyahu, or whatever how his name is pronounced in Israel, he needs to recognize the facts that Palestinian citizens are innocent. They're caught in the middle. And you should go after only the Hamas. And you need to double check your targets, not going after just willy-nilly going after citizens in Palestine. You should be going after the Hamas. Put them in their place and everything else. Um, Now, as of, I don't know what happened late yesterday or early this morning or whatever, over in the Yugoslavian war, um, Russia's fighting that, Ukraine war, there was a plane that was carrying prisoners of war. Uh, it was shot down, but Russia said they were down. Oh well, uh, Ukraine shot it down and everything else, and I go, how can it be carrying prisoners of war? Ukraine prisoners of war, and where is it going? Is it going to for exchange, or where is it going? And I'm pretty sure Russia is the one that shot it down. Okay. You know how Russia says something and you turn around and find out they're the ones that created the situation in the first place. Uh, Sort of like Trump and his gaslighting. You know. Um, yeah, Russia's in trouble, big trouble. Oh, and China turned their backs on Russia. Said, we don't trust you. Now, China needs to leave Taiwan alone. Taiwan's doing just fine for themselves, and China needs to leave them alone. Period. End of subject. So, China, if you're listening to this, leave Taiwan alone. They're not doing anything to you, and your problem is that you're so insecure that you want a roughshod over another sovereign country, and Taiwan is a sovereign country. Yeah, I know. And you know what? Putin needs to be yanked out of his palace and thrown into prison, and the one needs to be starving. And Russia needs new leadership and a stronger constitution, a stronger to prevent dictators. And I don't like dictators. I hate dictators. They're a bunch of bullies. And Un should be in prison. Okay? What he's been doing to his people for years is ludicrous. It's stupid. Yeah, I know. I know. Um, you know, and I met some Russian citizens that do live here, that used to live in Russia, live here. They're very nice people. But you know what? They don't like Putin. They hate him. Okay? And I'm pretty sure a good majority of the Russian citizens hate him. So, you know what? I suggest to the FSB, haul him out of office and throw him in jail. You know, stop being afraid of a bully. And those that are loyal to Putin should be in jail with him. Because they're enabling him, is what they're doing. Now, Facebook. When I make this statement on this, if you don't like it, tough. Because I'm putting out facts and I'm putting out what needs to be said. It's called the First Amendment. And if Facebook doesn't get it, then a complaint needs to be filed against Facebook. They say, well, it's violation against community standards. Really? And you don't follow the community standards, do you? That's what Facebook does. They have two sets of community standards, one for the viewers and one for themselves. It should be one on one. I don't know if you guys agree with me on this or not, but you know, I'm sick and tired of Facebook bullying people like you and I that put out the facts. Don't let them silence you. Okay? And tell Facebook, tell you what, if you keep doing this action against me, I'm going to be going to the FBI on First Amendment rights violation. Going after you for it. Because no other, like I said before in my number of other videos, other social media platforms don't do this. Do like what Facebook does. They said, okay, yeah, sure, as long as you follow community standards, you don't harass and you don't bully other people and everything else and stalking, that is against community standards. And we don't hold double standards like this, like Facebook does. And frankly, I think Menton needs to be broken up. It should be, Facebook is owned by somebody else, Instagram owned by somebody else, and you know, there should not be a monopoly on a certain industry or market. So, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I will see you guys on Friday. I think my schedule is still on Friday. Let me see. Let me check my calendar real quick. yeah, I'll see you on Friday at 1 o'clock as usual. And I hope all is well. And be sure to insist, persist, and push back. Don't let anybody tell you any different. And put out comments, and in other words, get people to think, learn and think. That's how social policy is formed. So, okay, I will see you guys later. I will post this video on my YouTube channel, and be sure to share. I don't mind you sharing at all. Okay, take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.